And we've got our eyes on two big stories from Parliament. I want to go there right now, where MPs had to go through a head count to approve government's economic policy. Joining us is parliamentary correspondent Kwesi Parker-Wilson with the latest on the vote on the economic policy packet that was largely based on partisan lines. Bring us up to speed on the drama of this afternoon.
Right, so as it stands, Dario, the House was adjourned tomorrow to continue with business, but just before that, there was a huge drama in Parliament today from both the majority and the minority side. Now, shortly after the Deputy Majority Leader, Fenyo Makin, had made his presentation to conclude the 2021 budget statement, a question was put by the first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Joseph Wusu, who at the time was in the Speaker's chair or seat. And so when you put the question, ideally by voice vote, the members of Parliament are asked to say aye or no. So the question was put, you could hear the ayes and later the noes. And according to the minority, the noes were louder than the ayes. So they were expecting the first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Joe Wise, to rule in their favor. But unfortunately for them, he ruled in favor of the NPP and indicated that the ayes have it. By extension, the budget has been approved. The Deputy Minority Leader, James Kluchavity, then stood his grounds to challenge the ruling of the Speaker and indicated that no, it is clear that the noes had it and not the ayes. So as they were going through that process, the Speaker himself, Aban Babin, walked into the chamber and assumed a seat. The Minority Leader then briefed the Speaker on what had happened, where they had come from to where they are at the moment. So the Speaker, after listening to them, now ruled that, well, I am going to grant your request for the head count to commence. And after the head count, we can now declare who has won, whether the budget has been approved or not. So the Speaker ruled that, okay, well, the minority is demanding for head count. Let's give it to them. Let's start the process. So quickly, the both ways from the minority and the majority side started preparing their people in line. Instead of calling their members, those who were in their offices, job system, they quickly had to rush into the chamber to be counted, because the rule was that all the members of Parliament should resume their seats. If your name is mentioned, you stand to be marked as present or counted. That is part of the voting process. So after a period of about 30 to an hour, the counting was done. And unfortunately, or fortunately for the minority, 3 of their members were not in the House. Benjamin Kodo, Augustine Teria, and one other MP was not. Samuel Atamils, the commander, Edina Egua, former Brim MP, Samuel Atamils, also not in the chamber. So the result or the outcome of the head count was NPP had obtained 137. So what it means is that all the members of Parliament from the NPP side were in the House. 3 members of the NDC were not. So the NDC obtained 134. The only person who was not in the House as well, who perhaps was there, would have voted in favor of the NPP, was the Fomena MP. But shortly after the voting, he walked into the chamber and the NPP were cheering him on. Now, of course, I mean, they've won already. But interestingly, the majority leader tells me that he before the head count, he had already counted the minority. And so he knew that they were going to win. And he was confident that they were going to win. There was no way that the budgets would be blocked by the minority because of their numbers in the House, even though there had been a backroom negotiation with the leaders of the minority, that yes, we agree, we admit that they have serious concerns and challenges with the budget statement. You've raised issues about timing of the introduction of the new taxes. We admit, we'll look at it. You've raised concerns about the fiscal deficit and that some numbers are missing from the budget statement. We agree, we work on that. So you come, register your protest on the floor, let the House that capture it, but you support the approval of the budget. That didn't happen. And so who was a bit disappointed and surprised that after all the backroom conversation with the leadership of the minority, this is what they did on the floor of the House.
And the majority having its way there. I just want you to clarify this for us. Is it the budget in its entirety that has been approved?
– 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? 」 ? captured in the budget. So you know that the government says that they want to construct 8 district hospitals plus 7 regional hospitals. They want to introduce new taxes, including the road tolls and other things. They are talking about the Obatampa project for 3 years. So all the plans and programs captured in the budget have been approved by the House. Now, the other leg of it is the budget estimates. That will be before the House next week. Now, the estimate is about the funds earmarked for the programs or the projects which government has committed itself to in the year 2021. So let's talk about the 88 district hospitals. How much do you need for that? Even though we've approved, we agreed that, yeah, go ahead and go and construct it. But how much do you need? Let's look at the numbers. Is it more? Is it less? Parliament will have to approve that. So now we are going to talk about money next week. So on that basis as well, Parliament will have to vote. That is if we have to get there, or there will be a consensus to approve the budget estimate. So the statement, the policy programs and everything have been approved. Now we are waiting for the money as part of it. The money that would facilitate the realization of all the things that government has talked about in the budget.
And let's tell our audience what this essentially means, Parker. The fact that government's economic policy has been approved means that the taxes are really going to come at us, isn't it?
That is correct. It means that Parliament has given them the go-ahead to now introduce the taxes. Everything that they wanted to do, now they have the authority to quickly initiate it. Mind you, government says because of COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of things have happened to the economy. And so I'm sure by now already things are being put in place to quickly initiate the processes. And for the taxes already, we know the percentage and the increment. So many have done the cost analysis and everything that we need to do. So clearly, what it means is that the taxes, every Ghanaian should be ready to now pay the taxes as introduced by government in the 2021 budget.